What's going on, Kit family? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to test drive another vehicle, Scion TC, second generation, cherry on top, turbocharged motor. Now I don't know too much information about the car at all, so we're gonna go ahead, check it out. I'm gonna bring you guys along as much as I can, and then later we're just gonna talk about the vehicle. So let's get it.
And I feel, I feel there's a real problem because think about it, he's the one that dropped like the real money.
Yeah, that's true. That's where the money is.
Yeah. And that's usually what goes on with these
Lights work.
these cars, you know what I mean? You put all this money in there, and then if you do it early, someone else gets it, and then you basically enjoy the fun of
Somebody spends the money, and then you have fun. Yeah.
And he's a family man now. He's married.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's another reason why he was just trying to get, rid of it. But they have two lights on. One is for traction, one is for
Does this probably doesn't have a catalytic converter, right?
I
doubt
a good
it.
question. I think it does.
You think so?
I think it does, yeah. I think it does.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Looks good though. All right, let's get down to business, man. We just finished taking a look at this 2012 Scion TC with a PTuning Turbo Kit on it. PTuning complete set, installed by PTuning themselves, I believe in Nebraska or Kansas it was. The car has about 35,000 miles on it. Let's start off with the motor, man. Motor is, 2.5 liter. Naturally aspirated, factory, forged crank, that's about it, from Toyota. The turbo kit, again, is a nice kit, man. Everything is P-tuning, everything looks legit. Turbo Smart blow-off valve, Turbo Smart wastegate. It does have a little dump tube for the wastegate. The downpipe, everything is connected to the Greddy exhaust. Although the Greddy exhaust is a single exit, like the 3-inch or 3.5 inch, it looks nice, but it's not centered properly in the bumper, so that needs adjustment. Overall, man, it looks sharp. Garrett turbo, I'm not sure on the spec of the turbo. We'll have to look up the kit. Kit probably costs $5 to $7 grand anyway. Going forward with the performance of the car has a fuel pump because the thing is making so much noise. I don't know if normally aftermarket fuel pumps that pump a lot of fuel make noise, but this thing is like buzzing and humming the whole time. So let me know, guys, if that's normal or not. I think it is, because I've heard some V8s with upgraded fuel pumps or that are running E85, their fuel pumps buzz. So let me know. The car supposedly is on AEM tuning software. I did see some jumper cables in the factory ECU because the ECU is right there by the battery, but I'm not sure if there's an actual chip in a factory ECU or if there's an external, you know, I don't know if it's a standalone ECU. I doubt it. I thought it was going to be something plug and play, but I'm not too familiar with it. I got to look into it. But the car was running really good, man. It has 3 pods. It got a boost pod by AEM, air fuel ratio pod, and a turbo pressure pod. All look really good. Interior's really clean on the car. Air conditioner works. The lighting seemed to work. Aftermarket tail lights on it. The only downside of the car, well, before I get to the downside, it did have Tane lowering springs. I'm not sure if it was the H series or the S series on stock shocks. Factory rims, pretty good condition. I didn't see any curb rash, and it got 2 sets of tires. The front is a third-party company. I don't know, maybe some Chinese brand, but they're from 2016, and they have a lot of tread left. I'm sorry, guys. Tread left on those tires. And the back ones, I couldn't find a year on them, but they did seem like they have a lot of life on them left. So that tells you that the car wasn't just beat on and roasting the tires everywhere you go, because they had a lot of tread. What else I could tell you guys? Yeah, car rode pretty good. You know, shifting gears felt fine. Upgraded clutch. I think he said it was a 6-puck or stage 3 6-puck or something. Drove pretty good. It grabs pretty quick, but a lot better than that Turbo Civic I drove, the first one. If you guys haven't seen that video, it's going to be somewhere in the links above. And once we get into the nitty-gritty of the car was involved in an accident. The whole driver's side quarter panel in the front, the fender and the bumper was hit. I tried to look at the frame rails. They seemed straight. It seemed like the driver's side had some work, because I was trying to compare the driver's side to the passenger side. The beauty of this car is everything's open under the hood, man. You can see the whole turbo. If you want to work on this car, piece of cake, man. That's the beauty of it, and that's why even if I got it, I can fix or work on it myself. Unlike these Hondas with the K series, everything, the turbo, everything's behind the motor. It's just a pain to get to. But clutch worked good. Wasn't slipping. I totally forgot to record during the test drive, man, because it was just nice and fun. You hit it on second gear, it's spinning pretty bad. I mean, I was short shifting, and this thing picks up quick, sounds good. It does upon pedal lift, you hear the turbo flutter, which I love the turbo flutter noise, but I remember turbo flutter is not good for the turbo itself, because there's too much air in the intake tract that's not getting released by the blowout valve, and it's causing the turbo to spin backwards. As far as I know, that's what turbo flutter is. Everybody loves the sound of turbo flutter, but it's slowly destroying the turbo. So I'm curious if that's the case here, or if that's just how that turbo smart blowout valve works. What else? So aside from that accident, the hood is a carbon fiber C-bond hood. I guess when he got in that accident with that car, he replaced the hood to an aftermarket one. But man, that hood looks terrible. There's cracks in I guess it's the clear coat of the hood. So that's not looking the best. If I purchased that, either it would have to get resanded and cleared, if you can do that on a carbon fiber hood, or if you want to go ghetto and cheap, wrap a carbon fiber hood. You know, wrap a carbon fiber hood, which doesn't make sense. But again, it'll look a lot better. The car looked like it was greased up a lot. It had, like, as soon as I popped the hood, there's grease all over. Like, you know, the cleaning supplies, how they clean the whole dang car with, like, all this. I mean, it's too much shine, man. It's too much. And I think they tried to shine up the carbon fiber hood because it was dull and faded, and it just didn't look that good at all. So that hood definitely needs work. The front bumper doesn't clip on completely perfect. There's some gaps in between the front panels, obviously because it was an accident. But the guy was pretty honest with me about everything. He even showed me the owner. It's a one owner car, but it was his friend's car. So when he got it, he never registered it, and it was just been sitting. They want to get rid of it, but he did show me his Instagram. He did show me the dyno sheet. It put down 335 wheel horsepower. I'm not sure exactly on torque, but the guy has an Instagram page, so I'm sure I can find it over there. But the car drove pretty good. Interior's pretty clean. Exterior, you know, aside from some of the panels, small scratches and nicks, it's pretty clean. Drove good, felt good. The only thing that sucks about these cars is, one, they're not producing them anymore. Scion is out of business. It's a front-wheel drive car. It sucks, but man, driving a turbo car with instant torque like that and all the turbo whistles and noises is pretty fun. We were getting people looking at us right around that area when we were driving anyway. Big front mount intercooler. He said it is not boosting properly because there's a turbo leak, boost leak. I don't know, man. I don't know how he can tell there's a boost leak. It's pulled pretty hard, looked pretty good. I was looking at some of the gauges also when we were doing the pulls, and we were hitting probably close to 10 pounds. It's hard to gauge when we're doing the runs, but it was hitting close to 10 pounds. I'm curious what boost is the max boost it's tuned on. Air fuel ratio, I wasn't able to keep track of that. I tried to here and there when I was driving it, but I mean, the car gets your attention because it starts moving really quickly. But overall, man, quality setup. You know, all the gauge pods are very nice. Aside from that accident that was there, you know, it's not a bad car. I think I seen the owner post twice on Offerup. Under one post, the car was $10,000. On the other post, it was $13,000. It seems like the car's been sitting for a year or so they just want to get rid of it. I'm not sure if it'll pass emissions, but it didn't have check engine lights on. I did see emissions paperwork in there. I totally forgot to see if it passed or not, but I did see that 2 of those sensors were read as not ready. So what that means is the O2 sensor was probably turned off so it doesn't trigger the check engine light. A lot of people do that. Even my brother's old GTI, in the tuning software, you tune it so it doesn't trigger the check engine light. You make sure it's not ready. But when you go for emissions and they see that those sensors are not ready, you are gonna fail. And I've been noticing, man, all these turbo cars out here that are for sale, I think people are selling them because after some time they just can't pass emissions and they just want to get rid of the car. The first Turbo Civic was a 95, so I think he's lucky because I think 95 and under, you don't got to do emissions. That 99 Turbo Civic EM1 we test drove definitely had a check engine light, and he said he passed emissions by swapping the ECUs and stuff, but you know, that's still shady and you don't really know. This was the first car that's actually pulling. I was able to test drive. Pulls good, looks good, quality kit, not like a do-it-yourself kit pieced together, official stuff. So yeah, that was a nice experience. Definitely a turn on, I guess you can say, you know what I mean? But let me know what you guys think in the description below. What do you guys think about Scions? The only downside of this car is that it is, again, that accident is the downside. But the other downside is this car does not come with a limited slip differential in the transmission. So pretty much one wheel is getting all the power. So if it starts slipping, which it does because it's you got all that boost and torque. I'm sure the car puts down around 300 wheel torque. All that power is going to one wheel. That's the only downside. I mean, if I was tracking it, that would be a big thing. But this car is just going to be a fun little car to cruise around town. If I can pick this up for like 10 grand, I think I'm going to do it. But we'll still talk with the owner. I still got to make sure what fuel pump is in there to make sure, you know, that noise and everything's normal for that fuel pump. And then I got to make sure what software is being run in the car. He said, I think AEM, but again, this was tuned and everything was done a while ago. Because I want to know the tuning software, because essentially I would like to be able to do a couple logs when if I was to buy the car. I want to log the pulls. I want to make sure that we're not over boosting. I want to make sure air fuels are right and just make sure it's a good running car, you know. So that's always a good thing, man. Turbo cars, you got a lot of responsibility, man. A lot of people just buy them, drive them. Half the time they're not running right, but I would definitely make this car run right, make sure it's running perfect, and then we're gonna destroy Bullet's Garage's Lexus GSF in a roll race. What do you guys think? All right, smash a like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys like this content, and there's plenty more to come, so keep watching.
I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for you. Come along and see it's true, but the